Hey guys, so in this video I want to just go over some stuff that I've noticed after working at my English teaching job for adults now for the last couple of weeks. And while this job has a very wide spectrum of people who will come, and these people can be younger and older, and some can be little kids, and some can be very old men and women, and some can be businessmen, and all this sort of thing, I think that the people that you meet fall into a very broad spectrum that can be classified into just a couple of different categories here. So if you're coming to Japan to teach English, and maybe it'll be a side gig for you, or maybe it'll be your main job here, or maybe it's just something you're interested in general, the kind of people you meet I think will fall into a couple of these generalizations. So let's get into it. And I think the most important one, the one that you run into the most, is probably the Japanese businessman, or the salaryman, or the salarywoman, or whatever kind of language you want to use to describe a person who's working on a business and they're coming in to work on their business English, or just perfect their English for business purposes. And so a lot of people who come to my lessons are inspired by the fact that they want to work internationally, or they have clients who are international, and by learning English they can talk with their clients better, they can get a better position in their company, they can make themselves more worthwhile to employ and to hire and to move up in the rankings so they can earn better positions at their company. And so they're coming to you to work on their English, maybe their casual English or their business English, so that they can do those things and kind of help themselves move up the ranking within their own company. So sometimes you get these classrooms with maybe 3 or 4 different business people, and they're all kind of competing with each other, to see who speaks the best English, what company are they from, how can they, use each other to learn from each other's mistakes, and how can they use you, the native English teacher, to, perfect the English that they have. And sometimes it's through role playing, sometimes that's through book lessons, and sometimes that's just through them asking you a bunch of questions and you responding, they write down some notes, and they get better at it. But these people they are motivated by the fact that they want to learn English for business and maybe work internationally, or maybe they're entertaining people who are coming from abroad to their home. And so that's really the deal with them, and they can be very happy, they can be very exciting, and they like to talk about things that are generally relaxing to them. So if you're doing an icebreaker, you're trying to get to know them in the 10 minutes before class starts, generally talking about what do they like to drink, what are their favorite drinks, do they go to any of the Japanese bars around here, do you do karaoke, how do you like to relax, what company do you work for, this sort of thing are generally pretty safe things to talk to them about. And then I'd say the other spectrum of people that come into these English lessons are probably what I'd call the hobbyists. The people who are learning English because they like learning, it's something that they like to do. Maybe these people already speak Spanish and German, maybe these people, they like to travel, and they know that English is an international language understood by most people around the world, so they're learning English because they like to travel. And a lot of these people tend to be, older than 50, older than 60. These are people who are retired. Some of them are grandmothers. Some of them are husband and wife who come in and they're traveling and they want to learn their English together. And these kind of people have a lot of interesting stories. They like to talk. They like to tell you about where they've been. They like to know where you've been. They want to use funny and unique idioms and expressions and this sort of thing so that their English becomes more natural. And these are really fun people because they're motivated not by their job or by the needs of something that they want, some sort of external pleasure, but a lot of it's motivated internally. They want to better themselves so that they can have better experiences for themselves, or they just want to learn it for the general sake of learning another language, the benefits that come with learning another language, having that rewiring in your brain, and being able to do more things at once, staving off the effects of aging and that sort of thing. And then I'd say the third group of people that come in are the students who are either in elementary school and their parents are pushing them through these classes so that they can get a head start on all their classmates and make those better grades, or the college student who's here, for themselves, by themselves, because they're falling behind in their English courses at school, or they want to do study abroad and live somewhere in America or England. So they're here to kind of get that experience of speaking English and working with a foreigner and talking to a foreigner before they actually have to get their feet wet and travel across the ocean to whatever country they're going to go to. So these people tend to be, young. They're probably into the same music as you if you're around that age. They're probably into the same movies. You can talk to them about all kinds of stuff, and they're just looking to learn kind of casual conversation English. They just want to be comfortable when they travel abroad. They don't need to learn anything too intense like business language or language about politics. Talk about, fun things with them, things that inspire them, and things that make them happy to talk. Right, so again, that's hobbies, that's movies, that's sports, that's those kind of things. The things that you and I would share a beer over, so that we could better enjoy getting to know each other. And in some cases, these students can be extremely self-motivated, and they can start as young as 15 years old, 13 years old, come in here by themselves, I teach a kid who comes in because he loves WWE wrestling. I don't know how he ever found out about that, but every time he comes in, he wants to talk about wrestling. He wants to talk about dudes jumping on other dudes and punching other dudes and drop kicking other dudes, and he's like 14 years old. He really likes WWE, I guess. So I don't know anything about that, so I've had to look it up and learn a little bit more so I can have these conversations with him whenever I teach him every single Friday. But he's a great kid, and all the kids that come in from university are also great kids. And so it's something that's really fun to do. And so I'd say, generally, broadly speaking, these are the kind of people that you run into. And so yeah, you've got your businessmen, your hobbyists, and your students all coming in to learn English from you. So if you're coming here to teach English with any of the big Eikaiwa schools, GABA, NOVA, ECC, whatever that might be, or you're here for the JET program or some other ALT position, know that you can still work out some sort of, private lesson tutoring or working, at your Eikaiwa jobs, meeting these Japanese people. And keeping this in mind helps you focus your conversation, be comfortable talking to your students, and knowing who they are kind of ahead of time will make you feel a lot better when it comes to teaching everybody there. So I hope this video helps some of you guys out if you're planning on coming to Japan to teach. And if you're not interested in teaching, you just got all the way through here, I hope you liked the video anyway. It's my first video standing up. Usually I'm sitting down or walking around or doing something, so I'm trying this out too. I'm in front of a window this time, so my face is all lit up, which is kind of nice. So guys, anyway, thanks you so much for watching. I'll be putting up a new video real soon. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and leave me a comment if you want to talk to me. So I'll see you guys real soon. Bye bye.